Well, hello everyone. This is Friday, the 11th of May, and this is the beginning of the end of all of the screening enclosures for the gazebo at Woodwind Acres. Just wanted to let you know or show you what it's going to look like, and I found a really kind of a neat way of dressing it up. If you'll notice, the very bottom has two layers of the screen trim, the screen molding, and that's only because when I put one on the very bottom, I noticed that it kind of looked kind of wimpy. So if I doubled it up, it gave it a little bit more weight and actually acted as a bit of a foundation. But that being said, we did the same for the very top, although it's under the eaves, and I'm not sure, maybe you can see it. There you go, there's the double, and the screen actually slid right underneath that bird's mouth, which is perfect. And we then put the we doubled up, actually put the sides on first, that you can see, and that nailed in very nicely with my 18 gauge, which decided to, after this molding installation, decided to quit. So I'm bringing it home and trying to find out what the deal is, but you can see that's 89 1/4 inches, exactly the same size on both sides, same length on both sides, and nailed about every foot. But the bottom line is that you can even see the trim in the very corner that would be dead center in the middle, and that's nothing more than a 1x stock trimmed down to the same height as the 2x4, which is 1.5 inches, and that will be the trim that goes on each of the bottom corners of all of the hex points, and you can see one over there too. This is the other side, and this is where I ran out of the 18 gauge nailers. I use a 16 gauge, but to me that's just too big, and I have to touch up the little nail heads that are a bit too big, and I stopped right there and I said, nope, I got to do that with the 18 gauge. But it came out really very, very nicely, and I'm really pleased the way it looks. It's a really nice clean trim. The screens are nice and tight as well. I'll back off just a little bit, and this will give you an idea of exactly what the gazebo will look like. It's all screened in, with the exception, since I ran out of the screening, with the exception of the door side. You can see where the pencil is. Those are all now framed in and ready for the screen. I decided not to put it in just because I wanted a nice clean video here, but the screen splines, the screen moldings are all in. They're just the way they're supposed to be. And one more, I think it's 10 bucks, package of screening, and we'll screen in the door, and then it'll be done. So that's what she looks like. I'm really pleased so far. I really like the way the screen molding looks as far as the architectural design. It gives you just a little bit of a couple of shadow lines, as they say, but I think you'll really enjoy it. There were no leaves inside this morning, and that's a good thing. You can also see I leveled, and I'll see if I can get down. There you go. Now you can see how it's perfectly level with the back side. It was off by 1 inch. It had actually sunk by, well, not quite 1 inch, about 3/4 of an inch on that post and the post to the left of it. But as you can see, you can't really see where I leveled. The piece of Trex is underneath that. I just simply raised it up with my car jack, slid it underneath, brought it back down, and there you go. And yes, the door opens and closes. So that's it. We're coming close. I easily will be done before Memorial Day, as I said. And Karen is going to be adding in the middle, or Karen, you are going to be adding to that space right in the middle, which is, as you know, a little bit wider than the pickets on either side. And she's going to be creating little vignettes for each one on glass, not plexiglass, but glass and water paint, or pardon me, water paint, glass paint. The other thing is we have a nice, although there's a piece of trim piece up there, it shouldn't be there. There's a nice open spot right above the door. If you can see it, it's a little eyebrow. And I'm almost thinking of just putting a piece of glass the entire length of that, and maybe do kind of an interesting long mural. I don't know. Maybe that'd be kind of neat. Either that or in God we trust, everybody else pays cash. You know, something like that. Something like that. A little side. Or friends are welcome, enemies voted for Hillary. So I'm sorry about that. So anyhow, that's where it is. I'll give you a side view. Now you can see the screen a little bit better, and you can see the screen splines and the trim piece. It really looks good. I'm just tickled pink, and not a bug inside. They seem to like hanging on the outside, but not the inside. So, long story short, that is the beginning of the end, hopefully, of the build of the gazebo. Probably about 2 weekends away from being completely done, maybe even 1, but I'm not really sure. So, from Woodwind Acres on Bronco Drive in Zolfo Springs, that is it. I'll take pictures. Bye.